Yes, now they are like 1 percentage point away, correct?
Yeah.
Well, actually they're not. They're more like 0.3 away. Oh no, that's 15 versus 17. You're right. That's a huge difference. Which means, let's give ourselves some more. Yeah, they're tiny, which means the 5 and the 2 are significantly different right now.
But the Mo is not as high as, like, I don't know.
No, you're right.
It's really small and it should be.
It really should be really small, but that means that 2 and 5 are significantly different from each other now. In other words, the margin of error based on our very large sample is proving we roll too few 5s or too many 2s or both. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're getting into 244 realm, which I love, by the way. And it's the idea of what 95% confidence is. I'm going to show you a comic strip, just because you brought it up. And I think you ever seen the comic strip XKCD? It's a fabulous science-based comic strip, but you know that sometimes those words going together might not. XKCD, jelly beans significant. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can read this comic strip together. Don't worry about the P's, all those numbers, don't worry about all that, just read the comic. So the idea is there's a hypothesis that somehow jelly beans are linked to acne. This is one of 8 million theories you could hear in the news. You know, like take a multivitamin to lower your cancer rate or something like that. So it's only a certain color that causes acne. Now what I want you, don't worry about the number. I'll explain what the number means in a second. This is 244, but we'll get to it. Okay, so the first thing they did, they checked 5 colors. No link between purple, no link between brown, no link between pink, no link between blue, no link between teal. Nor salmon, nor red, nor turquoise, nor magenta, nor yellow. Nor gray, nor tan, nor cyan. Holy shit, we found one with green, but not mauve. Mauve. Or beige, or lilac, or black, or peach, or orange. So how many different colors did we test? 20. And in how many of them was a link found? 1. That's what 95% confidence means. It means randomly, you'll find interesting results roughly 1 out of 20 times, which is 5%. 1 out of 20 is 5%. So in other words, what this cartoon is poking fun at is that'll get published. And he shows it down here in the news. Holy shit! Green jelly beans linked to acne. 95% confidence. Only a 5% chance of coincidence. And that's the joke. That's the joke, is that is unfortunately how a lot of science is done these days. You've discovered that in my spreadsheet. We got a weird little random occurrence, but we had a pretty good shot of it. Even though we didn't do 20 trials, we have 6 different things that we're looking at. There's a pretty good chance within those 6, one of them's gonna pop out, kind of weirdly, randomly, as per Elizabeth's words, fabulous, random. So we either had too few 5s or too many 2s, one or the other. I looked like 5s were too low to me.
Or
a little bit of both, but 2s weren't that high above 16.7%. They were like 17.1. They were, if you will, where they should have been, but the 5s were a little bit too low. But again, it's Randall Munroe and his wonderful XKCD. If you've ever read XKCD, he's fabulous. He takes this wonderful cartoon attack of science and pop culture and things like that, and uses these stick figures to kind of break down really, really, really tricky ideas. It's Max's favorite book to read at bedtime. Let's read What If. He wrote this book called What If. Because you can imagine he attracts geeks like me to his website, and we'll send him in questions like, what would happen if all the oceans in the world drained? What would the Earth look like if all the oceans drained? Like questions like that, he chases them down using science and things like that. So anyway, super fun. But I didn't come here to tell you that, but thank you for the question there, Jonathan. I came here to show you this video, which is about egg Russian roulette. Now, if you've never heard of egg Russian roulette, it started with a middle school in Maryland that was trying to raise money. And the idea, I'm going to let Jimmy Fallon explain it, because he does a better job than I do explaining it.
Here with Super Bowl champion Peyton Manning and NBA Hall of Famer Magic Johnson right here. They are about to face off in a game of egg Russian roulette. Now here's how it works. In my hand, I have a dozen eggs. 8 of them have been hard-boiled. 4 of them are still raw. You two will take turns selecting 1 egg at a time, smashing it on the top of your head. You won't know which eggs are raw and which are hard-boiled. Once you choose an egg, you must smash that egg on your head, no putbacks. First one to smash 2 raw eggs on their head loses. Peyton, since you're the champion. Once you go first, choose your first egg.
Oh my goodness.
Sure? How's it feel? Are you confident?
I had dreams growing up that I would maybe have a chance to play Magic one-on-one someday.
This is it. This
Russian
dreams, this dreams come true. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Well, that's all the time we have. It's been a problem, but yeah, no. I think,
He can't go back to the NFL. They're gonna kill him.
they're gonna kill him now. All right.
Oh
Man, I can't believe it.
goodness. Oh my
Feeling confident?
goodness.
Feeling confident?
I'm feeling, I don't know.
This game is so idiotic.
What is going on? This has never happened. This has never happened in the history of the game. I can't believe that this is here right now. Oh my gosh.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I'm so happy. Thanks for coming here. The next raw egg
Oh my goodness.
loses. Choose your egg wisely. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
No, are you feeling good?
Won the Super Bowl.
I no, you're winners. You are champions. You are champions.
Please,
No.
please let it be yours.
Oh my gosh. What's going on over there? You good. Not looking good for you, man.
You let me down, bro.
Not looking good, man.
Oh my, okay, abracadabra. Yeah, let's go to the end. Let's go to the end.
Okay, here you go. That's a bluff.
Oh,
You feel confident that one. I'm not in your face. I'm in the running. Choose wisely.
I know.
There you have it. Larry Johnson is the egg.
You get the gist. You get the gist? There's 4 raw eggs, 8 hard-boiled. I need 2 volunteers. Elena, you're up here. Elena, you're one. Come on up. Come on, and Cole and Elena, come up here. You're both playing. What's that? You know? What do you know? Tell me what you know. I love knowing things. Well, yeah. I didn't bring real eggs. I brought Easter eggs. 4 of them have yarn, yellow and white. I stole from my wife's sewing box that look kind of like a yolk. And then 8 of them are empty. So, who wants to go first? I'll go first. Nicole goes first. All right. What do you think the question I'm going to ask you on Wednesday? What question do you think I'm going to ask you on Wednesday? I just asked a question. I said, do you want to go first? What question am I going to ask you on Wednesday?
Who goes first?
Do you think it matters if you go first or not?
Yes.
Do you think it matters? So we got a yes, we got a maybe. I mean, it might be 50-50. Or in this case, what would it be? It wouldn't be 50. It would never be 50-50 here, right here. What is it right now? What's the chance Colton gets a raw egg? Choose wisely. Have you ever seen that skit before? Usually Jimmy doesn't do the narration. There's a guy named Higgins that does it, and he always speaks in that voice for some reason. I don't know why. It's pretty hilarious. Okay. Yes, grab an egg, my friend. Okay, you have to do is you have to hold it over your head. Don't crack it. Just open it.
Okay.
And then we'll see. Oh, safe. Hard boiled. Hard boiled. How you feeling?
Fine.
You feeling? Now that I know it's not a real egg. Over the head, crack. Oh! same without the yolk. It's not. Well, every term I tell myself I'm going to get real eggs, suck the egg out, and fill them with glitter.
I was gonna say.
And then somebody always goes, if you do that, I will write you the worst review ever. Because glitter. I'd rather have a real egg than glitter. Because at least you can wash a real egg off. Glitter never goes away.
Never leaves. Ever.
Oh, it never. It's there till you die. How you feeling? How you feeling? Feeling good. Feeling good. Grab an egg. Grab an egg. Over the head, please. Thank you. Oh! Yes. Oh!
Oh my god.
Safe!
So
that means what?
One left, right?
3 left. We've only got 1 raw one so far, right? Elena on her first pull got a raw one. There's 3 more raw ones in there.
Oh.
I
thought there was
8 more eggs. 4 hard boiled. No, excuse me. 4 raw, 8 hard boiled, or in this case, 4 yarn, 8 empty.
Okay.
You can see it already? Son of a bitch! And there it was. I sat in your head for a second. That was fun. That was like you doing a foggy in there. How we feeling? How we feeling?
Still fine.
Do you feel better or worse than you did before you pulled that egg?
Better.
You feel better? I would too. Yes, I would too.
Sean, there should be confetti or something in there. That way it's at least something.
How about sequins? Would sequins be okay?
Sequins with glitter.
Would sequins be better than glitter, right?
Yes.
Sequins, like you could vacuum sequins. I'm not that. Okay, sequins
Maybe
next
get
time.
like the
Bigger sequins, like 5 mil or 6 mil sequins, like big ass. I just confetti. I could shred some paper and put it in there. Oh! You're safe.
Nice.
Shit, I was so busy talking. There's only 5 eggs left. 2 of them are raw. Choose wisely! Oh! I misspoke earlier. I said it's never going to be 50-50. And yet, here it is. And yet, this card's wonderful. Is it?
It doesn't.
It does. Oh! How you feeling?
faces. No, not these.
Oh, the faces. This one's pissed, and that one is laughing. You're gonna take that one. Oh! We have our second roll. That went 10 eggs. That went 10 eggs. Y'all badasses. Thank you for playing. Thank you for playing. Leave everything up there. I'll take care of it. I'll deal with all this.
I got 1 out of 5.
You got 1 out of your 5 pulls.
Yeah, just mine.
But how is this different than a die roll? You can chuck in there. I'll take care of all this. Thank you, my friends. How is this different than a die roll? It's either yolk or not, and trial to... Is it like rolling a die each trial? It's not, is it? Why? Because every time somebody pulls an egg, the balance of hard-boiled and raw changes, doesn't it? When you throw a die, it's always 1 in 6, no matter what number you're betting on. But the only guarantee that I knew of in this game, when it started, was when Colton went first. You went first, right, my friend? Colton went first. The only guarantee I knew right there was the fact that he had a what percent chance of drawing a raw egg? What was Colton's chance of drawing a raw egg on his first pull? 4 raw out of 12 total eggs. 1 out of 3. He had a 1 in 3 chance of pulling a raw egg first. Remember Peyton did. Peyton went first in the video and he pulled a raw egg. You escaped. Which meant there's only a 1 in 3 chance you're going to get a raw egg. It's a 2 in 3 chance you're not. But as soon as you pulled that egg, it changed all the probabilities moving forward. That's what makes it different than die rolls. So what you do right now, please, take your time. Take your time. Work through the quiz. I think we can probably go from beginning to end on this one. And then we'll regroup at the end and we'll check. Cool? Entire quiz based on Russian egg roulette. Instead of a nice class. I think sequins will be good. Yellow sequins. Oh, yes. What's that? Oh, the one about the odds are both in your favor, Mr.
Oh.
Remember he said that? Well, he said a lot of things.
I know.
He said this has never happened before in the history of the game. He said it's not looking good for you, buddy.
Maybe you should be a little bit more specific.
Well, it's a quote, right? I sound like that, don't I? I totally do. I always sound like that. Still waiting for puberty to kick in. There's all kinds of stuff he said that was not entirely correct.
I have a question.
Please, yes.
Okay, on number 7.
Number 7, yes.
Eggs cracked on Ashford's head or?
Total eggs. Total eggs cracked, yes. Yeah, what's the max it takes and what's the min?
Oh.
Well, I guess 2 questions in that one. Like how many, at the longest the game could go, and then the shortest the game could possibly go. I will tell you this right now, Tom Cruise played the shortest game ever. I watched that one, it was over in about 30 seconds. Because it's Tom Cruise. Okay, I'm so stoked! And then I forget I'm not sure if the longest game ever happened I'm not sure if anybody's ever taken it to the amount of eggs. Although Elena and Colton almost did. Oh! I said too much. I don't know why I'm recording this.